Oh, lovely. Through the fence. That's lovely there. It says we're on air, so I think I better just start calling it in. Oh, there's 2 more people walking by. Not even saying hi to each other. That's a shame. Oh, there's one. There's a nice blonde-haired one. Oh, there's an old-age one. Right, anyways, we're getting away. Anyways, good afternoon, good evening to the penultimate round with the SBR BTCC. Oh, hey, there's another person. With the SBR BTCC blueprints. I'm getting carried away with people looking. I'm going to see some cars. Right, here we go. So this is the penultimate round of the SBR BTCC blueprints with STDash designs. I am always your commentator, Sean, and joining me in the booth is not Rascal. But I found a replacement there, as I just saw Austin having a lovely moment in the grass there. I've got my old cool commentator back. Jerry, how you doing?
Good, man. How's it been?
Well, to be fair, I have been missing you in the booth. I know the other people were saying, oh, they miss Jerry because they prefer you over Rascal. So,
Rascal does a fantastic job. I've heard it before.
yeah, but not as good as you. And, you know, we have a lot of love between each other. Like, you know. Yeah, but anyways, getting into the penultimate round at Tsukuba, and well, this is pretty much like a go-kart track, isn't it?
I mean, there are most definitely worse tracks in the game. The fact they're on GR4s is going to help out. It keeps the speed down a little bit, but yeah, typically anything that goes over about 50 miles an hour here. I mean, it looks a lot like kind of the test training course you got your driver's license on. Like, just kind of drive around this and make sure that you can, like, not hit the cones. Okay, you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
But, to be fair, it should be a lot of interesting battling. There's not a lot of time in the lap, so, you know, realistically, it's just, there's not a lot of time to gain on people. Not a lot of opportunities to really gain a lot of time. So, it should be a pretty close battling, you'd think. Only a couple passing zones here.
Indeed, yeah. I would say turn 1, turn 4. Pretty much the hairpin corners is like your best place to overtake someone. Or you can get a good run on that little straightaway and then in towards the last corner. I think those are really, ideally, the best places to overtake someone. We last raced here back in Season 8. Like I do remember very well. Not if you're a Rob Schauler fan, but anyway, just going through because we're getting qualifying starting very soon. I'm talking about the drivers' points after what happened at Willow Springs, considering what happened with the motor-based drivers there messing up in the final race. But it's still Edwards that leads the way in the championship. He's on 187 to his teammate Graham on 174. McEwen with that win is still there. He's only on 171, and then you've got Rob Adams, who we're just looking at right now, just stopped on the track there. He sits on 118, so there's a massive gap there from McEwen to Adams. That I'm going to say that's about 53 points. So effectively, there's only 3 drivers that can mathematically now win this the championship. Chris Clements is on 113, Adam Piper on 103, Rob Osson on 102. Thomas Walsh is on 93, Rob Schauler on 82. Then you've got Ash Sharp on 81, Luke Mitchell on 73. Leo Mosh had a good outing in the last race in Willow Springs. I think he got like a 4th place. That was his best finish for some time, I reckon. But he's on 69. Richie Massey on 66 and Connor Hedden on 47 points. The team championship, I think Motorbase has pretty much wrapped it up there. They're on 361, 109 points ahead of Power Max Racing. And you've got Wix Racing on 220. Good battle for 4th between the MG boys and WSR. There's only 6 points separating them. MG on 185 and WSR on 179. Eurotech on 142 and Halfords on 140. So that's quite close there to who doesn't want to get the wooden spoon. Yeah, this is just pretty much being dominated by the 3 drivers that I mentioned about. The top 3 in the championship, McEwen, Graham and Edwards too, and it's hard to pick a winner here. But what do you think then, Jerry? What do you think? Who's going to come out on top in these races?
Of everything this season, so it'd be hard to really say that I could make an accurate prediction or anything. But I think the people you listed off right there, when you're talking about Graham and Edwards and Liam, I mean, they're usually some of the faster people in here. To be fair, I think it's, if I remember right, Edwards is usually quite a bit ahead of everybody else, so it's pretty impressive that they're closing the gap on him anyways and keeping it closer, because if I remember right, I feel like that he usually has some of the top pace in here, so to be right there battling with him is impressive right off the bat by anyone.
Yeah, I wanted to mention about what happened last week in the finale at Willow Springs, was that Edwards was leading the way, and he was like cruising for the win, and that annoying last corner, he went off, and then it was Graham's opportunity, Ethan's opportunity to really get in a good result after his teammate's demise. But then the following lap later, he did exactly the same, and then that was enough for, you know, McEwen went on to win the race. But I thought it would have been a bit closer to like Edwards at the championship, because I think Edwards recovered to finish 7th in that race. Graham was further down, and yeah, McEwen there still, he's only 3 points adrift from Ethan coming into these penultimate races at Tsukuba. So here we go, we're going to get 5-minute qualifying underway. I'm just going to quickly...
Like 14 laps in 5 minutes?
About that, pretty much. Yeah, this is going to be quite a hectic qualifying, because of how tight and twisty and narrow this track is. So we'll go through the field then at the moment. So looking at there, we're seeing there is Rob. Looks like he is on the super soft. So I'm just going to write down the drivers who's going to be on. Clements is not moving in the pits. Can he get going? Or is he having a little toilet break at the moment? But we'll see anyways. So going through the field here, so we've got, that is Graham on mediums. And then you got McEwen, who is on mediums too. Edwards, the top 3 in the championship, winning first, second and third. Then you got Mitchell on also the mediums. He's getting that stint out the way. Showler on mediums. So yeah, there we go. I'm just going through again the field. Leon Walsh, there's Piper. Massey's on mediums. I'm trying to find his name down on here, because I need to write it down. Connor. No, Thomas Walsh is on mediums now. I think we're going to have at least one more, and it's going to be either the Rick's Racing team, and it's going to be Austin. Austin's going to race on the mediums in the first race. So we've got Thomas, Mitchell, Massey, Showler, Graham, McEwen, and Austin all on mediums. Let's see how they will fare. So here we go.
Jacinta is in a lot of trouble here. He's on super softs, and he is stuck behind Rob Showler on the mediums qualifying right now. He's trying to make moves anywhere, but he needs to probably just give up and get a huge gap or something, because you don't want to run another lap stuck behind mediums, do you?
No, there was a gap there with, I think that was Massey, and who was that too? There was a big gap. One of the Halfords boys. If he can fall, if Leon can fall into that, he'll get at least a bit of clean air. As Edward sets away by nearly a second over McEwen.
Super softs versus softs, or versus mediums, so you'd expect it to be a gap. I think it should come down a little bit more than that, though. On the super softs, your big focus has to be not to get stuck behind the mediums at the start. Like, if you race half the race trying to pass mediums, that's going to be a lot of positions lost.
For sure, yeah. So again, McEwen down in 4th. He was the fastest in practice in his Power Max Mazda. As we see there, Clements does a 56.2. We've got roughly 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. And it's still Edwards leads the way, but it's now 2 tenths now from Adams in 2nd. And Clements now into 3rd. My apologies. He's 3rd quickest. Then you've got Connor Heron, who was in 4th, who had his best outing at Willow Springs a week ago. As Ethan goes 5th quickest in his medium-tired BMW. Piper goes down into 4th position.
I mean, there's a lot of track not getting utilized in qualifying right now. I think, like, if you don't have a lap you want, there is still plenty of time to get a few laps in if you can just utilize that entire third to half of a track that no one is utilizing right now. Like, slip is not that big a deal here at all. And to be fair, Clements has got the right idea, but he's got just no one around him. Someone else just fell off the pack too to try to get air. It looks like I can't even remember. It's been a while. I'm sorry.
No, his feet is
Ashley something.
We've got to give Jenny the benefit of the doubt. He's been busy with working and what have you. But I've just noticed that Adams is on the pole position, and Clements, as you said, he's gone back up into 3rd position in the qualifying. Graham goes to 6th. McEwen goes to 6th. I tell you what, McEwen will be disappointed being 6th quickest, because he was the fastest of all in practice, and he is... Look at it today, he's down to 7th
so
place, because Leon Walsh now up into 3rd position. So Leon, who had a very good outing at Willow Springs, an unfortunate first race, but a decent 2 races, and he's continuing that form here today. He's 3rd quickest in the Eurotech Hyundai.
Yeah, I think Liam's okay with where he is. He's the first fastest in the mediums, so...
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, my bad. I've completely forgot McEwen is on mediums. I've absolutely forgot about that, and I wrote it down too on my sheet of paper. What an idiot I am.
Yeah, so he's in a good spot. I think, I mean, Rob's looking really good with the pole right now. It's definitely going to be what he wants, but it looks like everyone in the Super Softs finally got themselves on the track in the right spot, because they've pretty much all gotten ahead of the mediums. We do need to watch Ash here, make sure they can get a lap down, because they are still stuck behind quite a bit of mediums.
Leon and...
assuming they do it, they should be able to... We should have everything split 50-50.
Pretty much so, and yeah, Ash improves to 56.6. Their car's going off there, but I was noticing there, and Rob was slowing, because I just seen he was fastest of all in the 2nd sector. But I think that could be enough to get Adams to secure his first pole of the season, I believe. So yeah, and just looking further down through the field. Oh, there's a look then at Edwards. Can he find 12,000th of a second? Bless me. That came out of nowhere. Let's see what he can do. Can he do it? He does! Edwards just snatches pole away from Adams, and that is pole number 6 for Lewis Edwards, and that is another championship point there for the championship leader and defending champion. So he pulled a lap out of the gods there to do a 55.585, and the qualifier has ended. So that is how it will look, and he nearly a quarter of a second over Rob, which in touring car terms is quite a lot.
That's gut-wrenching. You're just watching and you're like, who's still left to finish? Who's still running? Did I get pole? Boom. Oh.
So this is how the grid will look then for the first race. It is Edwards, Adams, Welsh, Clements, Piper, Heron, McEwen, Graham, Austin, Sharp, Mitchell, hang on a minute, Thomas, Richie Massey, and Schauler completing the field. 16 laps around this tricky, tough racetrack. The lights on red. We just wait to go green, and away we go, and it looks like it's a good start. A bit of wheel was spin there from the 2nd position of Adams there, but making our way in towards turn 1. Look at Liam Walsh trying to hug Adams to the inside into the first corner, and is he going to have to speed off the corner? He might do, still side by side, but no, Adams protects that 2nd spot. So then now we're going towards the tricky turn 4, the hairpin, all nice and tidy through here. Oh, I think Edwards may have had a little bit of a touch there from Adams, and I think he did, because Adams kind of backed out the throttle. And it looks like we're still all nice and clean on the first lap. That's good to see.
Nice and clean. I bet Thomas would disagree with nice and clean. It looked like he got shunted way off the track and had to come back on to save it.
Meanwhile, just noticed there Chris Clements hanging around the outside of the tricky turn 8, I believe that was there, but he protects his 4th position though over against Connor Heron, and Piper and Alexis now in 6th position. But it's pretty much status quo as you were in the top 3. It is Edwards, Adams, Welsh, then Clements, Heron, Piper, McEwen, and Graham. That's your top 8. Then in 9th position is Mitchell. I think he's improved a couple of spots. Alex Austin's down a spot to 10th. Sharp is down a couple more. Oh, and I think Mitchell may have had a little help there at turn 1. They're 3 abreast now, with Austin, Sharp, and Mitchell's been shoved off. Let's have a look at this then. Oh no, he tried to avoid. He nearly got into the back of Graham. My apologies. And then, yeah, it just, all hell broke loose.
I don't know how Mitchell was able to get back on the track and not kill someone there. That was pretty impressive to go off in the dirt, kind of stay in it the whole way, and then somehow rejoin the track there and just kind of continue on with those dirty tires. So, but now that they've gone completely single file, it's going to be interesting to see what works out here. And I said slip doesn't matter much at this track, but to be fair, every lap Liam can hold slip down that back straight with the Super Softs. Is going to be a massive advantage if he can break the slip on Graham, but it's going to be almost impossible to do that around one more lap here on the mediums unless they, I mean, if they keep battling side by side, it's possible.
Well, actually, just looking at the battle for 5th position, they're heading on the outside, Piper on the inside at turn 4, and Piper puts his car in the middle of the track, and that's a position gain for Piper. So he's up to P5. Now you got McEwen, the first of those medium tyres, in 7th position, and then Graham back there in 8th position. But Adams is all over the back here of Edwards. Adams wanting to get win number 1 of the season. He's so far away from the championship. You know, I still think he's still mathematically eliminated.
Oh, Clements is looking up the inside into the corner.
Yeah, we've just did a whole lap on board with Clements there, going towards turn 9. Not going to get a position though, but Leon leaving the room a little bit open.
It's just hard to end up making these passes. You don't have quite the momentum to really get into it, so...
Oh, it gets into him.
I mean, the best strategy is hope they put a couple tires on the grass and then take advantage of the next apex. Like, you'll notice more often than not when people put 2 tires on the grass, they miss the next apex, or they take it way too slow. They do something that lets you really take advantage of the next corner.
Yeah, I'm just the lap ago there with Clements. He was close to Leon. I think there was a case of they were trying to brake as late as they can going into the first corner. They both messed up. It didn't hurt them too much because Piper was making a move on ahead and for that 5th position. So didn't lose any ground, did Clements and Welsh. But they did lose some ground to the top 2 ahead, who were still fighting tooth and nail. Still Edwards leads the way, followed by Adams. And then you got that battle for 3rd place. And I'll tell you what, Piper's starting to catch up with the Leon and Clements as well. And you got Conor Hedden in the background there too. Leon McEwen still leading the way, who's racing on medium tyres. Then you've got Graham, and all over the back of them now, here comes Alex Austin, and now Sharp in 10th position. Only just came into this lobby not too long ago. Hasn't had a lot of practice on this track, but he's doing a decent effort there in 10th position.
Yeah, I mean, he's on the super soft, so he's got a lot of mediums ahead of him to try to work with and try to work ahead of. So there's definitely positions left to gain, but it is problematic that all the other super softs are not stuck behind mediums, so it definitely is going to be one of the races where you got to try to find a way to kind of battle back through, or even slow down the mediums behind you, I guess. But he's definitely surrounded by the other tire type right now.
Having a look further down through the field then, Mitchell still in 11th, I believe that's where he qualified. Thomas Wolf in 12th, Richie Massey still in 13th, Vishal in 14th, no positions changed there. Still the top 2 and nose to tail.
Is getting brutal, so yeah, I think 3rd, 4th, and 5th, they've fallen so far back that they really need the leaders to put some pressure on each other to start to close that down, because there's just not... It's just such a rhythm racetrack that there's not... Their times are probably going to roughly be the same. No tire wear, no fuels. Like, they're just probably not going to run that different of laps, and they're just constantly, gaining time on that group behind.
On board now with Hedden in that 6th position. He sees Piper, Clements, and Leon just ahead. Looks like it's going to be a 4-car train for the bottom step at the podium, because the top 2 have already checked out effectively. But further back there, McEwen is still holding his own, and that pretty much the battle for those medium tyres. Let's ride on board then with Liam, 3rd in the championship, and he's got Graham, who's 2nd in the championship, just ahead of him, or behind him, sorry. And then you got Austin, who's having a better season, but I heard he might be taking a season away from this, which will be a shame. I'll be sad to see not a northeastern guy in this championship for next season. Oh, I think Edwards made a little mistake at turn 1, riding on board, and Graham had a look on the inside. Now they're side by side now. Now what's Austin going to do? Is he going to have the inside here through turn 4? I think he is, and...
It's a tough place to be on the outside.
Has he got it? Is he ahead? Yes, so Austin's ahead, and he took advantage there when Graham, when McEwen ran right at turn 1, and Graham had a look on the inside, and it's cost him a spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart. You don't want to battle too much, because every time you battle, it's just going to be the gap that you can almost never close to the group ahead of you. But you can't... Oh, Piper had to go way inside as Clements drove him all the way down the track, it looked like. But yeah, just that little battling they did right then just separated Placenta away from them by over a second. So it's like you got to be real careful about when you go to make a move, because it is so easy to lose so much time when you're going side by side.
I was looking at a replay there of that massive block there from Clements to Piper. But they've lost a bit of time there because Leon is just slightly pulled away there, nearly a second.
Graham and Austin are going side by side, so they're letting Liam try to gap them out if they keep battling too much.
Oh, Graham's actually gone ahead of Austin. And here's how he did it. He just got the run off of turn 9 going into turn 1, and that's the position back now from Ethan. Yep, that's the position gained again.
I wonder if people are going to be patient. Like, I wonder how patient people are going to be. Like, when are they really going to start moving to positions? So a lot of them are just kind of staying in the slip down these straights, and I mean, a couple are making moves and getting blocks, but every time that happens, it's just gapping out the cars ahead of them.
Mitchell was looking to the inside of Sharp going into the last corner. Trying to fake him out there. I think Ash is too far more experienced to fall for that, though. But looking then at Graham, second in the championship, had a glorious chance to be closer to his teammate in the hunt for the title before pinning it on the next lap at Willow Springs last week. But he's doing all right there, sitting back. He's got that 8th position back again. And he's still trying to hunt down as he nearly loses the rear off there. Meanwhile, Sharp is having a look on the outside of Alex Austin for 9th spot. Now is he going to do for the crisscross, which will go for the inside. This is turn 6 now. He's going to go back to the outside for turn 7 and going to go around the outside at turn 8 to happen. But he's got to be careful here because he's just hit the marbles. And now that's going to allow Mitchell an opportunity to have a look on the inside down the short straightaway. No, he's Sharp's got still ahead. Oh, wow. Oh, he gets into Austin at turn 9. Bit of smoke being kicked off there from Austin, but they hold station.
Luke out.
Indeed.
He's trying to take advantage of it.
Here we go. Let's see what he can do with turn 1. Can Sharp hold on to that 10th position? Austin ran a little wide there, misjudged his brake, and again now they're going to be 3 abreast. Now towards turn 2 and 3, and Mitchell, ever the opportunistic there, he's got to gain 2 spots here, or does Austin want that 9th position back? Oh, this is good racing there between these 3. And if they're not going to be careful, Thomas is going to make a 16-wheel disaster for 9th position.
I mean, yeah, he's got to try to close it back down. It's definitely helping him close the gap down, and anybody further back.
Sharp and Mitchell making a little more contact at 8. And Sharp's back into that 10th position. And now Thomas has now got himself in this battle now. He's half a second away from Mitchell. And further back in the background there, Richie Massey and Showler. Looks like he's just gave up again. His Showler. It's like he just can't give a fudge now, does Rob. And he did so well in the first few rounds too, and now he just I don't know, something's just not right with Rob. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, back up front. Yeah.
They've just kind of been sitting in suit following each other, and I think it's probably Rob just trying to hang on to that slip as it looks like oh yeah, so he did make a little mistake there, so he closes that guy. I was like, it looked like Edwards might get to gap that slip away for a second, but this is about the furthest it's been for a while. They've been kind of just holding right here, but to be fair, if he doesn't start closing it down, it gets hard to pass here, and like when it keeps gapping out like this, it's gonna get worse and worse as these laps go on if you don't start really starting to put pressure on in the next few.
Right now, the back now of Leon Walsh still holding on to that 3rd position. This is where he's qualified. He's pretty much stayed in that position all throughout the race. We've got 5 laps to go. Little mistake there from Leon on the outskirts of turn 1. Now Clemens is having a look on the outside of turn 2 as there was contact through there. Let's see if he's still legit side by side. Again, Leon holds on to that 3rd spot. But that's getting really intensifying because Piper's closing up too in that MG Racing Lexus. There he is. And Connor's starting to fall back in 6th.
Well, I mean, it's just battles everywhere. Every group of 2, every group of 4, that's just all completely grouped up.
Yeah, I think you were right what you were saying there. This track is basically, if a guy makes a mistake, it's there for the taking for you. There's not been any loads of passes in this first race at all, but hopefully the second race it will improve. Hopefully.
It's tough to battle when there's not a lot of passing zones to begin with. Paces are going to be super similar. It's already a narrow track. Putting tires off is bad, so it's dangerous to go too wide. And every time you battle, a gap starts to build. Like the leaders have this gap because there's so much battling and everything else. The gaps that are built are just mostly because of battling.
Oh!
Battling also causes mistakes.
Graham late on the brakes gets into McEwen, and that's a position gained now for Ethan. He's up to 7th and the first of the medium tyres. So Graham, who fell down to 9th a couple of laps ago, is now into 7th place, and he's found a way by McEwen. And obviously that's going to be pivotal because that'll be one championship more. Don't forget them to them. Graham to McEwen was only 3 points coming into this race. And that point will slightly extend as we're coming up to get 3 laps to go now.
I'd expect Liam probably try to find some way to get back by that, because he can close that gap down and take the lead then if he gets ahead of him, so, or at least bring it real close.
Still Austin in 9th position, and Sharp again all over the back of Austin. You got Thomas still there in 12th position there. Oh, Sharp may have got into the back of Austin, which he did, because Austin got a little bit squarely on in the middle of the corner. And again, Sharp just holding station there, just a way of saying sorry.
Yeah, I mean, he's on the softer tire, so he can brake later, he can turn better, he can accelerate earlier, and it can be difficult to follow the slower tire, just because, you know, they aren't as quick out of their exit. You can get on the throttle, and they can't yet. Oh, is Rob's making a move on the lead? I don't know if that's going to end up working out in the long run, but he's trying to keep it alongside. Oh, he fell back in. Yeah, so, I mean, Rob's definitely got the pace still, keeping up here at the lead. Did Savvy leave us? Am I solo now? Savvy, come back! The lead battle's crazy, you should be here. I think Savvy's mic died, so I have no clue what he's watching right now.
I'm sorry.
So...
I'm sorry, I thought I had it off. My bad, because I was doing a cough. My apologies. Anyways, I'm back, sorry. I was actually talking to myself then when he was like, oh, where are you, Savvy? But anyways, yeah, so Edward still holds on to that lead. And we're coming up now with the last lap now, and I just noticed there further back in the background, Piper was trying to look on the inside of Clements in the last corner, so we didn't get that done. But now on to the last lap, and Rob's got to find a way to get by. Let's ride on board with Adams. Turn 2, turn 3. Laid on the brakes into turn 4, sliding his way through that turn. There's not a lot of time left for Adams if he wants to get his first win of the season here. Wow, proper shortcut.
Somewhere and just start keeping your car alongside and just try to out brake into a corner, but this is pretty much it. You can't find a way to get the run here.
Oh, he's left the inside open as Edwards. BMW gets good traction off the corner. Now, is this going to be a do or die pass here for Adams?
You gotta dive it. You gotta just go for the dive, right? No.
He's trying. Oh. He's trying. He's got a nose. He's got an overlap. No, I don't think he's got it though. I see they're running a little bit wide there. Edwards just gets the win from Adams. And here to come, Leon Welsh qualifies third, gets a podium. So that continues the form that he had there in the last round at Willow Springs. Clements in fourth, Piper fifth. Got ahead and gets a nice sixth position once he needed there. Ethan Graham gets seventh. That'll be a point gain for the championship in the battle with him and McEwen. Alex Austin will finish 9th, Sharp will finish 10th, Mitchell 12th, Thomas Welsh in a 12th position, there goes Richie Massey in 13th position, and we just wait for Shaula to cross the line in last place. And then that is the end of the first race.
Just caught him at a bad spot because he's on the lead lap. He wasn't ghosted for too long, or he'd have gotten lapped really quick. So...
By my reckoning, he must have been ghosted for 3 laps there, because only did a 104, 107 and a 103. Here he comes.
AI runs a pretty solid lap around here. It ran a 107, a 104, and a 103. Those aren't terrible for an AI. Things are flying.
He's actually quicker than Rob itself. But anyways, that's the end of the first race. Just a noble race there. Lewis gets another win and extends his championship lead. And now he'll probably go on to the medium tyres. But other than that, it was just the first race. You were just expecting someone to make a mistake, and there was your opportunity for a position gained.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much kind of the way the track works out. I mean, it's hard to confidently get your car alongside someone, and then even when you do, there's a lot of times that the next corner you're going to battle into goes the other way. And so, like, if you're getting alongside on the left, but then the next corner is going to go right, then you really need to be getting alongside on the right, but sometimes it's not as feasible. So, I think, you know, it also goes down to just you don't know the tracks well enough sometimes. So it's like, which side of the car do I really need to be on? Do I need to be on the left or the right? Because where do I end up winning this race at? And we don't know that. You usually just take the inside to every corner, and it turns out if you're on the inside to corner 1, well, then you're on the outside to the important, like, corner 3 and the hairpin, and, like, you're just not going to hold it along enough to end up on the inside of the next, you know, right-hander. So, you know, sometimes that comes into play as well, where if you just don't know the track well enough, you don't know which side you really need to be battling on.
Mm-hmm. So there's a look then at the unofficial results from the first race. I don't think there'll be any penalties in that. There was pretty much clean all the way through. So you could make this official. Edwards with another win. Adams second. Leon Welsh, first podium for him. That is awesome for him. We're continuing the form what he did there, finishing 4th last week. Clements in finishing 4th. Piper 5th. Heron, Ethan ahead of McEwen. Austin, Sharp, Mitchell, Thomas, Massey and Schauler. And again, more importantly there, fast lap goes to Edwards 2 on the penultimate lap. So that's another championship point gained for Lewis. So he just had the perfect start there. 22 extra points for him, and he will extend the championship lead over his teammate Graham, and who finished in 7th place. But don't forget, he was on the mediums. Now we're going into the second race, where we will see, I'm guessing, Edwards on the medium tyres, which indeed he is. And hopefully the second race is going to be a little bit better than the first race, and we're just hoping to see some more overtakes there, because there wasn't a lot around this. It's just a tricky track to make a real genuine pass.
Well, and I mean, you gotta always remember too, you're splitting the field in 2. So half the field's on softs, or super softs, and half the field's on mediums. So right off the bat, there's gonna be the split in race 1, and usually race 2, and then usually race 3 has the majority of everybody back on the super softs. So there's gonna be that right off the bat, but then, yeah, the fact is that every time you pass someone, you probably lose time on the car ahead of you. So that just makes it where it's not worth it to pass anyone until pretty late. Like, it's just, you're losing too much time. You'd be better off only passing people when they mess up for the first 8 laps or so, just because everything that happens while you try to pass them usually takes a couple of corners, just costs you too much time on the car ahead of you, and you just can't get that back.
Yeah. So we're just waiting
for what they do. And, you know, it all comes down to what happens with the leaders. If anything crazy happens with the leaders, then they'll have to battle back through. But when leaders get away right off the bat, they usually stay away. There's not a whole bunch of reason to battle with the leader. You know where the lead is, so there's no reason to drive harder than you have to at that point.
So we're just waiting for Mitchell to come back from his P, and I believe Clements as well. Probably needing a new pair of underwear after the battle that he had with Leon for the for 3rd position. There's a look now at Ethan, and I think he'll be happy to finish ahead of his championship protagonist, Liam McEwen, in the first race. Now he's gone on to the Super Softs. Let's see what he can do here in this next race, and more importantly, what can McEwen do? He was fast as the ball in the practice session before the first round of qualifying. So we will see who will come out on top in this for the second qualifying. It's a must-win situation here for McEwen, I'd reckon. But again, we'll just wait and see when we have both Clements and Mitchell back on the track, and then we can get the second qualifying underway.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the qualifying, right? Not a lot to talk about at this point, because, you know, we kind of know where we know where everyone's pace is kind of figure out. We know where the standings are at, so it'll be interesting to see if, you know, Liam can, you know, maintain any kind of gap or gain on any kind of gap, since he's going to be going on to the Super Softs between Graham and Edwards, since, you know, he's kind of sitting there in 3rd. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens out there.
Oh, Clements is there, probably just wanted to practice a start there. Just noticing. I think we're still waiting for Mitchell. I'm guessing he's peeing a lake at this rate. What on earth is going on with Mitchell? Deary me. Yeah, so the first race was, to be fair, it was slightly uneventful. You know, there was some good battles going on there. The battle for first, the battle for third, the battle for seventh, the battle for ninth as well. Let's just hope race 2 could be livened up a bit, because the first race was quite normal, really. Ah, here we go then. Qualify is going to begin. And Graham just smashes his way into the wall. Back onto where the marbles is. So here we go. Second round, or second race qualifying. So another championship point is up for grabs. And out goes Graham, followed by Edwards. So the Motorbase team coming out first. They pretty much solidified the team's championship as Motorbase. And there's McEwen.
Yeah, when you're standing first and second overall, you probably have a pretty good chance at wrapping up the overall team championships.
Oh yeah, there was 101 points coming into this between Motorbase and Power Maxed. And obviously with Graham and Edwards finishing ahead of the top place Power Max driver, which was McEwen, and Sharp finishing in 10th position, I think that's pretty much wrapped up at the Chiefs Championship now for Motorbase. I think it would just come for like a dramatic, you know, decline in both Edwards and Graham to slip up within the remaining 5 races for Power Max to pretty much consistently get like 1-2s or something like that. I think that's like any possible chance for Power Max to really catch up to them in the team's championship. But I don't think they'll be too concerned with the team's championship. The drivers is more important, really. And McEwen.
Yeah. I think everyone who was on Super Soft's last race just went mediums this race, so I think it's going to be a full Super Soft final race. As we got Graham going to put the first lap down. What was it, like 55.5 pole last?
Yeah, it was a 55.585. So we'll see what it's like in the second round second day qualifying. Just to reiterate what you were saying there, Sharp always goes to mediums in the last race, so he's going to be the only one, I believe, that's going to be on mediums come the last race. So only there's going to be 13 other drivers on the Super Soft, so we'll see what happens there come the third race. There's someone slow on the backstretch, that might be Mitchell. So there you go, 55.6. So setting the map out already is Graham. Massey goes second, McEwen already half a second adrift. Now McEwen is slowing down on the start finish line to try and get some clean air, because I think it's probably the best strategy here to or is he going to stick behind the Lexus because he knows the Lexus is quite quick on a straight line? That might be smart strategy from McEwen. Austin goes second now, and he's only just a tenth behind Ethan. Massey in fourth.
First off, not good in a straight line. Let's get that misconception out of here. And second off, the Lexus is on mediums. There's no way he wants to be catching up onto the mediums as well. I think he just accidentally ended up there. But he's definitely not following the Lexus for top line speed. I mean, but top line speed doesn't matter here. Realize that this straight isn't long. It's not a good straight. Like, it's just the longest straight. But it's not a long straight. They're barely hitting 5th gear.
Edwards improves to 6. Sharp goes now 6th.
As well.
And well, position changes there. I don't know what McEwen is doing. He's just trying to... Yeah, he's just getting some clean air now, so that's what he's trying to do.
Well, I mean, as long as you hit the line with more than 56 seconds on the clock, you'll get 2 laps. And I mean, how many laps do you really need to, put it down? He's already in a decent spot, so he just needs to close that gap down a little bit more if he can.
It's going to be a rundown then with nearly a minute to go until the end of the qualifying session. So it is still Ethan Graham on the pole, followed by Austin, McEwen in third, Massey, who's kind of stopped going in towards turn 8, the hairpin, down in 4th position. Don't know what on earth he's doing there. Thomas Walsh in 5th. He didn't seem a lot of him in the first race, but he's got those medium tyres out the way. Ash Sharp to be going well there in 6th position. This will be his best qualified of the season, as Shaula improves to 7th position. Rob Adams in 8th. Then you've got Edwards in 9th, Mitchell in 10th, Piper, Leon Walsh. Then you've got Clements and Heron rounding out the field, as we've got nearly 40 seconds to go until the end of qualifying. And looks like there is... Oh, I was just about to say no improvement there, but McEwen has. He's improved by nearly 2 tenths, but he's still third.
Yeah, he needs to improve by another 0.2 now, and then it would almost change something.
And he's a 10th down in this sector alone, so I think that's qualifying ended for McEwen, unless if he can find some astronomical attempt here in these last few quarters for him to try and gain more time on Austin, who's just ahead of him. Nah, he's backed off. He's not going to improve. So it looks like that Graham may get the pole position as Thomas improves. Oh, Sharp's got into 3rd position. Sharp, where does this pace come from? He's flying around this track. 3rd quickest for Sharp, and that's a Power Max Racing 2nd row.
That was impressive.
I believe he's got another lap to do because he's not slowing down.
Yeah,
that came out of nowhere.
Lap. Austin just finished his lap. Sharp is on a lap. Was that Schaller is on a
Yeah, Schaller's on the lap. Thomas is on a lap.
Yeah, so about half the field caught him. Caught another lap. Just under. Quarter of the field.
Let's have a look then at Ethan. Looks like it's going to be another pole position for the motor-based driver. In fact, he just makes it even quicker. Yeah,
now overall.
Yeah, that's even quicker than Edwards' first qualifying time too, but about by roughly 23 thousandths of a second. So there you go. Graham setting a standard now. And looks like there's no one else that's improving. So there you go. That's another pole position for Motorbase. That will be the 10th pole position out of the 40 races. And I tell you what, that's pretty much like Mercedes dominance, like in Formula 1, that. Absolutely. So here we go then. 2nd race. And here's how the grid looks. It will be Graham, then Austin, Sharp, McEwen, Thomas Walsh, Mitchell, Massey, Schauler, Edwards in 9th, Adams, Piper, Clements, who was in 13th place, Leon Walsh and Connor Heron. And we're waiting for another 16 laps around Tsukuba. Wait for the red light to go off, and then we are going to be away for race 2, and away we go now. And who gets a good jump again? That works Racing Hyundai, gets off the line a lot worse. And now who's going to go? My goodness me, they're going to be free abreast nearly to turn 1, and McEwen's going to get 2nd place there from Austin's bad start. And I think he's got a position now, indeed he does. So McEwen into 2nd place, and now Thomas Walsh has made a good start, bumping on to Austin, and Austin's fallen back now. So that's 2nd place in qualifying. He's fallen down already into, I believe that is in 4th place now. Yeah, because Sharp's fitted into 5th. Mitchell synth as what happened further back. Oh yeah, just say yeah, Connor's kind of lost the bit there. Just noticing that Edwards is gained a spot off where he's qualified. Massey's down in 9th after a good qualifying. So I don't know what happened to Richie Massey. Let's even get a replay of what happened. Oh, we must have missed it later. So as a stand... Go on.
I think they're going to start to single file here, kind of like we've seen before, but we do have a couple super softs that might be able to work their way through some mediums back here. Some of them did kind of get shuffled back just a little bit, like we've got Richie back there. And then, yeah, like Clements right there behind Rob.
Oh, and look at Mitchell. Mitchell on the inside of Austin. That is for 5th position. And they're still going to be side by side with this fast right-hander at turn 5, I believe that is. And again, Austin holds up. And now here comes Schauler. Schauler's looking to the inside into turn 8 at the hairpin. Nearly gets into Mitchell too. Does he get the speed off the corner though? He does. So Schauler's up to 6th.
I mean, already Graham's starting to check out with his pace, already over a second or already a second a gap. And, like, that means he's outside of slip. So, like, Williams definitely got his work ahead of him, and he's already getting out by Thomas behind.
Oh, Mitchell's having a look back on the inside. He wants that 6th place back, and indeed he does. Mitchell gets that 6th place back. Meanwhile, further back through the field there. Oh, Mitchell gets turn 4, all wrong. And I think Schauler wants that 6th position now, does he?
He's got the outside of the next corner, and that's just going to be problematic. Maybe a cutback?
Oh, they tried to, but he got loose. And now there's there's Edwards now in 8th position. In fact, Richie Massey's having a look on the inside on the championship leader, and he's got that spot now. I believe Massey is on the super soft, so yeah, he is. So there you go, that's a position gain for Massey. And now you've got Adams in 10th position. Again, he's already saw the back end of that, what the BMW looks like in the first race. He doesn't want to see it again. He wants to try and get by Edwards now in this race.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically they're kind of also battling with, Liam's time as well, right, on the podium. So they have to beat his, what, he gets 7th last race?
McEwen got 8th. It was Ethan got 7th, McEwen got 8th.
Oh, so then, yeah, as long as they're behind 9th, I mean, he's technically gaining on him this race if he can get into the lead, but that's wishful thinking. Oh, he's actually...
Showler's made a huge mistake. He gets into Massey. He could get 2 places in 1 here with Edwards. That's 1 position gained. Oh, and Adams just gets bounded into the back of from Lewis Edwards. Deary me there. And now Showler with that mistake, he's gone down from 7th all the way down to 10th.
And it puts him behind medium drivers, and again, that's not where you want to be when you're on the super softs. You would rather be pushing with the other super soft drivers. So that's automatically going to be a battle you have to work back through, and there's just not that many laps.
On to lap 5 out of 16 already, and there's Chris Clements having a look onto the inside of Showler at turn 1. That is another battle for position. Side by side, now it's going to allow Piper, Showler's teammate, to get close into this battle. Piper just gets into the back of Showler. No harm, no foul there. Leon Wells still in 13th, followed by Connor Head in last place. Oh, yeah, I mean, Clements sideways.
There hasn't been a lot of, like, you made that one mistake that sent you back, and no one else is really making any major mistakes yet.
Clements run. Oh, I think Clement, did he have some help?
It's hard to say. I don't think so. I think he was late on the brakes, but you never know until you see a replay.
Yeah, here's a look at a replay then. So going into the turn 8, did he have help? No, he didn't. No, may have just outbraked himself. And again, it's like what you're saying there. When you're overtaking a guy, you want to see the driver force a mistake just ahead. As I'm seeing there, Adams has passed Edwards for 8th position.
That he has, moving up, so that's going to help out. Oh, he's coming back at him. No, he's just swinging all around his mirror right now, actually. But yeah, everyone else is kind of single-filed up, so I mean, the battle for 9th and 8th right now is about the closest one on the field. Everyone else has got about a second gap, except for Clements and Piper, who are battling as well back here for 11th and 12th.
Oh, Edwards losing the rear there.
Keep an eye on Showler. He's got the super softs against the mediums ahead of him, so he could definitely be closing that gap down over the next 10 laps ahead of him and starting a battle in there as well.
Yeah, Showler said he's not a fan of this racetrack, and especially around this Lexus, this must be an absolute nightmare to drive around here. Although he is set his... No, I was going to say that, but... Oh, that was his best lap. My apologies. On my screen it says he's got 57.2, but he did a 56.3.
I haven't driven the GR4 Lexus much. You know, Dragon Trail in the FIA, because I'm driving for Lexus in the FIA. But I feel like it wouldn't be as good as the BMW here. BMW would be amazing here. But it's going to be in the same ballpark as the Hyundai or the Mazda. You know, it'll definitely be better than some of the cars out here as well. So it's probably not just the car. Now, if you don't like the track, yeah, of course, it's... I mean... It's a less than there's not too many tracks that are less than a minute that are good unless you're driving around an oval.
That'd be quite cool actually to have the BTCC cars on an oval. That'd be quite nice.
Yeah,
that'd be unpredictable.
Like most of the tracks that are under a minute in this game just aren't that great. But you know, it is what it is. You got to drive the track that you're on. You don't really get a choice in the tracks. Those are set before you start, so you know what you signed up for when you show up to the tracks. Sometimes people are surprised by the track, and it's just like, well, how? You signed up, you knew it was coming.
Oh, again, Clements running wide off of 4. So he's going to lose a bit of time to Piper, although he did lose the rear off the exit of 4. Did Adam Piper.
Oh, Liam's actually right there on the corner.
Catching.
Oh, that was smart. No, he had slip. And Graham went to break slip on the inside, and it actually worked. He did separate out of the slip range.
Yeah, I think you mentioned ages ago the slip range is within about 3/4 of a second now.
It's where you start to feel it pull, right about that 0.75 range. You know, is about where you start to feel it start to pull on you. So yeah, roughly there, and you'll start to watch people that are outside that 7.5, that 0.75 range. Like the gap will continue to go up, and as soon as they're under that number, it'll start to go down usually, unless there's like a massive power difference between the two cars.
Oh, just sorry to cut you off there. Austin's lost a spot to 5th.
Well, let's see if Shaller's... the gap's come down about a 1/10, but it's still a pretty decent gap between the medium drivers ahead of him. Richie's got a good gap to Ash, so he's going to need him to make a mistake. Ash is trying to close it back down to Luke, but Luke's going real quick.
Yeah, Shout's lost a bit of momentum on that lap alone, because you see the gap now nearly 8 tenths now.
Well, that's a new fast lap.
Yeah, McEwen, 5. Yeah, 55.535. That's pretty much roughly the same time as what Graham did in qualifying.
Yeah, that's pretty much pole time right there. So, I mean, he was right to try to get separation, get his own track, but, you know, just didn't quite work out for him. But he definitely has the pace to be running with everybody else. So,
and he is all over the back of Graham now, as you just see further ahead. Just looking at the battle now for 3rd position. Thomas Walsh versus Alex Austin. And it is Honda Yuasa versus Wix Racing. Oh, Austin nearly... God, that was late on the brakes at turn 8 for Austin. Now then, let's see what Thomas can do. I'm trying to think if Thomas has had a podium already this season. I think he has. But now he's going to have some pressure there, as I think Edwards nearly lost it on the exit of turn 8.
He's going to let Schaller close the gap down, so now he's got the super softs right behind him.
Yeah, he's lost a bit of time to Adam, sorry. But McEwen...
Piper, Clements, and Leon are all over each other, too.
Oh, yeah. Leon is actually caught up very well to this now. Piper's lost a lot of ground to Schauler, although, saying that Schauler is on the soft. Clements having a dive by the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean, they're just kind of running 2x2 right now, up here in the front.
Yeah, it's like Noah's Ark, it really is. 2x2 for 1st, 2x2 for 3rd, and I was going to say 2x2 for 5th, but nah, the Sharp is still losing time away to Mitchell. He's got to be careful because...
in a pretty good spot. I usually say that, you know, you don't want to battle because then you're going to lose time to the cars ahead of you, but there's no cars ahead of him except the car he'd be battling. And they've actually got a big enough gap behind them that they can get away with battling for a little bit without worrying about letting Thomas and Austin get like back into this battle, as they are really battling.
Yeah, they're having a hardcore battle late on the brakes at turn 1. Yeah, the crisscross might happen. Now, who's going to have it? Is it going to be Austin or is it going to be
I would
Thomas?
Be in Thomas's position if you can hold it around the outside, but if he can't get it around the outside,
oh, he's trying. Oh, he tried to shut the door. He tried to shut the door on Thomas.
Push him back. I'd have pushed him back to that corner. If you pushed me off of there, I'd have pushed him back in that next corner for sure, because that's a death corner. Like, you got given the total right to fight back in the corner that you know will cause a kill.
Mitchell was...
I'd be like, you push, I push back.
Mitchell was finding some pace. He's now gone into the 55s now because he's freed himself from Sharp, and he's starting to close up for this battle with Austin and Thomas Walsh. So Mitchell finding a lot of pace now in this late on in the second race.
Yeah. That is, Rob is running the same speeds that Richie is ahead of him, so Rob has got some pace in those mediums. I think that's actually first on medium, so Rob's leading the medium field right now by a whole second right now.
Oh, yeah, Edwards sort of struggling on these tyres now. He done another mistake through 1. And again, it's not allowing Schauler to catch up here, but Schauler needs to find a way by as soon as he can. Because we've got about roughly 4 laps, well, about 3.5 laps to go. So can Schauler find a way by on Edwards?
Coming around on the start-finish right about now. I'm going to come down the straight, and I just don't really know. Liam's going to have to get the run going, get the times down, and find a way to make the move work, because it's just so hard to pass and get it to stick here.
Gap is slowly creeping up now. I think that's because he's just so close to him. He's fighting the dirty air too. Yeah, now Graham is now extending that gap now over to 7 tenths now. So McEwen, he's got to find that momentum again, what he did in the mid part of the race, and catch back up to Ethan Graham just ahead of him.
Yeah, that gap's, that's not where you want it to be. You definitely want it to start to get in the battle range because you've only got 2.5 laps to go. And it could take you 2 laps to find a solid pass. So, like, the quicker you can close that up, the better. It looks like Thomas must have made a little...
a bit of lag.
Since he's getting conceded to, well, since he was getting conceded to by, I'm assuming, Austin punted him, but that's going to let Luke get right back in there as well and be part of this battle for the podium.
What actually happened there with Austin? Because he was pulled away there. Oh, he made a mistake. Oh, he made a mistake through turn 6. And again, gifted that third position back. But then Thomas loses it in the mid part. Yeah.
Smart from Luke, take the wide line, let them battle, and just run your normal race line to keep closing the gap up on them, and then battle once you get it.
Quite a battle for the car battles here, because they're all Hyundais, but they're in different teams. You see, you got Austin in the Rick's Racing Hyundai, you got Thomas driving the Honda Yuasa Hyundai, and you got the Eurotech Hyundai of Luke Mitchell, all battling for 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Well, and Liam's actually
oh my!
So the leaders are close, but I don't know that he's ever going to be able to find a place to make a move stick. He's not that close, but he's got 1 lap to do it with a half-second gap.
He's trying, but gap's too far back. Here we go. He's actually gone into the 55.4s now, and try as he might, get a bit more lag though. I want to see this battle for 3rd position because it's definitely a lot more closer. And again, Austin protecting the 3rd. Thomas, did he get a little tap there from Mitchell? Possibly, or did he get on the power a bit too early? But Mitchell is trying to find a way back. In fact, he's got around the outside at 4. Can he get it done? If he can stick it, stay there. No, he can't. And Thomas holds it off.
I mean, that's good for Austin. The more they battle back there, the more it separates your podium out.
And I think Liam's got 1 more corner to go now, and I think the gap is far too big. It's still going up. He's in the slipstream. He's getting closer now, but it was not enough straight line there. So it looks like it's going to be another win for the Motorbase team. Ethan Graham will win race 2. McEwen will come across the line in 2nd. Who's going to get a battle for 3rd position? It will be... It's going to be Austin. Yes, indeed it is. Austin gets 3rd, 4th for Thomas Walsh. Mitchell gets 5th. Sharp, best finish for him, 6th position. Richie Massey, 7th. Rob Adams will get 8th position. Schauler did get by Lewis Edwards, so Edwards will finish in 10th position.
That's below by 2 positions what Liam got, but Liam didn't get the win, so it probably, like, roughly evens back out.
And also, don't forget, though, because Graham, who was also fighting for the championship, he got that win, too. So that's... even more points gained there for Graham. So there you go. Sure. Motorbase winning the 1st and 2nd races yet again. I think that's like the 4th time they've done it this season. And again, let's have we'll give you a rundown of the race results. And there you go. Probably again official because there wasn't some big contact or anyone spilling out. But anyways, there you go. Graham with yet another win. McEwen 2nd. Austin, great battling there with him and Thomas Walsh and Mitchell. Sharp, great effort from him to finish 6th. Massey 7th. Adams, Schauler, Edwards, Piper, Clements, Leon Welsh and Connor Heron. And again, just like Edwards did in the first race, McEwen got the fastest lap on the... Well, he actually bettered his lap on the penultimate lap. So there you are. So now we're getting ready for the 3rd race. The first 2 races have been quite clean. I want to see some Destruction Derby going on. I want to see a Goodwood here. What do you think? Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the last race. We're going to have everybody on the same tire. And it's, going to come down to where qualifying ends up, right?
Where's Ethan? There he is. Just writing it down. So Liam said if you haven't run Regimes, now is the race. It's only Sharp that's doing it. Everyone else is on the Super Softs. So let's see what this last race can do. I don't think Edwards would be too far concerned finishing 10th in the 2nd race because he had before coming at this event, he had a pretty decent lead over Graham. Let me get my iPod out, whatever the heck that is. Where's my iPod? Oh, here it is. It was hiding. I'm just trying to figure out what was the points coming into it. So the gap between them before was 13 points. Now, Edwards got the win, the pole, and the fastest lap in the first race. So that would have put him on 209, whereas Graham got 7th. Now, what was 7th place gave him? 7th would have got 20, 17, 15, 13, 11, 10, 9 points. So that's 13 points gained there, so that would be 26 points. Coming into the second race, Graham got the win. So that'd be cut down to 6 points, but then we didn't include... Oh no, I included the point for pole position as well, so that's 5 points. But then you have to include Edwards' 10th place, so that's what? 20, 17, 15, 13, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So...
Pretty close.
That's about 11 points coming into the last race of the day.
Yeah, you can make that up in one race. But they're on the same tire, so it's going to be hard because you just never know. That's why we race.
I mean,
wait when it starts qualifying.
I said this last week. I want to see Ethan put the gloves out to Lewis. I know they're teammates, but I just want to see Ethan just, you know, give the fight to Lewis and just show that why he's, that he's a very capable driver, holding his own, fighting for this championship as well as his teammate. But I want to see that. I want to see Ethan just really have a go at Lewis here, really push him. Speaking of pushing now, just noticed there Leo Mo's pushing Clements.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume, like, once the race starts, usually team orders are kind of like, it really just depends. Usually you know who's faster, and it's usually not that close, because I know I've been on teams where the faster driver goes, hey, if in the race I end up behind you, feel free to keep going. You don't have to let me by or anything. And it's like, you are 5/10 faster than me when I'm good. So, like, don't worry. If you mess up and end up behind me, like, you'll still get by. So, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You also know, like, if it's your teammate, you race with them enough that you know they have the ability to catch the cars in front of you if need be. They have the ability to get away to guarantee the win, where you just know that sometimes it's better to let them do it, because if you're a team-oriented person, that's what matters. Now, if you're not a team-oriented person, the only thing that matters is you, then sure, who cares? Battle your teammate, pull them off the track. I mean, there's F1 drivers who do that same stuff with their teammates all the time, and they just typically don't end up doing well. Like
Bottas in particular.
Yeah, it's like teams don't like it when you're constantly wrecking their cars.
Looking here at Rob Adams, he's had a good outing again, like he was at Willow Springs a week ago. Second in the first race.
You guys drove at Willow Springs. Which Willow Springs layout did you drive at? Like
it's
the real one, or like one of the horse thieves?
Oh no, it's the proper circuit one.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Adams finishing second now. The first race.
Whoever got to choose the tracks for this round, these rounds, definitely needs to be fired. That's what I'm hearing, that we ran Willow Springs into Tsukuba or whatever this is called.
Tsukuba, yeah.
That's it, Tsukuba, yeah. They deserve a performance review.
Do you know, I went into the party at the start, and I said in the group chat, who was the stupid idea that picked this track? Like, they should be shot. And then someone said it was Liam.
Yeah, Liam needs a performance review. I'm not saying anyone gets fired, but a review. You just gotta make sure. Because, like, Willow into Tsukuba, I see the thought process here. Of, like, these tracks are just gonna be craziness, and they're just gonna be going off non-stop, but, like, no. But just no. How was Willow? Willow Springs is a weird track. Like, if you put tires on the dirt, it's just dangerous.
Oh yeah, especially the last corner. Yeah, we did see a lot of that in a few drivers went off in the last corner. There were some moments also up where the wee complex of corners is. But overall, it was a pretty fun race. Definitely a lot more funner than tonight. I can assure you that, because not gonna lie, the racing has been bog standard at best.
I mean, it's official racing. Like, I don't know. The track lends to single file racing. Like, it's a one-line track. One line typically is the best, and once you make a move, either you're on the right one or the wrong one, and whichever one you're on is what happens. So, but that being said, we've also been only seeing half races, and those half races have been very tight. we'll see what happens when everybody's on the same tire. Pretty much everybody.
Right, so out the field goes then for the last round of this, round 15 of the championship, and then we go to the final round at Lago Maggiore.
I mean, as long as it's one of the layouts with a big banky boy, it's a pretty good track.
Oh, I hope it is.
It
I hope
also
it.
tends to lead to, I'm
Edwards!
assuming we're watching the same person getting way sideways through all that and blocking Liam.
Yeah, Edwards did it. Yeah, that was Edwards too. And
That's what happened. Maybe he was just trying to make it look good because he wanted to fall further back and he didn't want this whole line of cars following him. But he had to make it look like he lost control and everybody would stop.
I'm wondering if he's going to work with Ed Graham here. Let's have a look.
I just don't see how.
Yep, lo and behold. Yep.
I mean, I guess, but like, it's just not a track where like Slipstream.
It's going to help. It's not going to. No. It just
not
isn't.
Make any difference.
If you've got clean air, where you see where Luke Mitchell is, he's got the best opportunity because he's in clean air.
Yeah, I mean, you just aren't going to gain any time from Slipstream. Again, you're only getting to 5th gear. Like, what are you gaining, a mile an hour, 2? And how long are you gaining it for? A second? So you gain, you know, less than 100th out of Slipstream. It just doesn't seem worth it considering how just atrocious it can be trying to follow cars. And
someone has gone off at... oh, that's Connor Heron. Sorry to cut you off there. Connor has just gone off going into 10.5.
They just slowed down with each other.
Ooh, what they're doing here? What's happened there?
Ooh, those are not awesome times coming across yet. Oh, Liam got a good one. It's okay.
Yeah.
It could get better, but that one's these are all 56s.
Yeah, we did see that McEwen can get into the...
Everybody's battling too much. We need to wait for everyone to kind of get in their own little part of the track and stop being right next to everybody.
So far leading the way is McEwen. And then it is Adams 2nd, Edwards 3rd, Clements in 4th, Graham in 5th, Mitchell 6th, Thomas Walsh in 7th, and Alex Austin rounding out the top 8. And McEwen's looking to improve this time. He's already 4/10 adrift, so hopefully he'll gain that back. There's a look at his teammate Ash Sharp. He's had by far his best outing this season. I know he's only done like 2 meetings because he was being he had John Thompson driving for him in the first race, Jake Hill driving for him in the second race, but he's having a solid outing here as Ash. More times improving now. Leon Walsh goes 10th quickest with a 56.3, my apologies. Sharp improves. He's only his 2nd adrift though, as now there you go, there's Graham. Graham gets into the 55.5s and puts Edwards down again. It's the top 3 of the championship sitting 1st, 2nd and 3rd. And you got Rob Adams in 4th.
Liam's purple by over a 10th right now.
Well, let's have a look then. Going through turn 5. He just doesn't want that Honda Yuasa Racing driver of Thomas Walsh to make a mistake. And he is still purple by a 1/4 of a 10th. He just needs to get the drive off the corner well, but he's put 4 wheels off. That's going to hamper it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not purple anymore.
He's trying to weave left and right to scrub the grass tyres off it, and he's going to have 1 more lap now.
To be fair, this...
effectively 2, actually. He's got 2 laps to do it.
Yeah, Graham and Edwards, they're kind of working together in a way that might be beneficial unless Ash gets in the way and blows it up. As Vulcan goes 2nd fastest, so really putting the pressure on Liam to try to find... Although really the gap between 1st and 4th is pretty close.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be another motor-based 1-2, not unless if McEwen and Adams can do something about it. Sharp moves out of the way for both Edwards and Graham. And now he's got a 3-second penalty. And that's good. Well, that's going to be the end of his lap. He's not going to improve, unfortunately. And that's because of the that yellow flag glitch. And someone else just went off there. Was that... who was that? Oh, it was Clements. It was Chris Clements there making a mistake off of turn 6, pretty much what Edwards did in the first part. 7 seconds to go, and now McEwen has got to get on it. He's got to find at least 1.5 temps here.
That is rough. Edwards didn't get a final lap in, or did he?
Ooh, let's have a look.
I didn't see if he did.
No, he didn't.
He did, because he had to burn off that 3-second penalty. He came across the line right as it turned 0 and didn't get another run at it.
Oh, to be fair, Graham didn't as well. So, the other times they're making their way through.
Maybe I saw the timer wrong. That's always possible.
Yeah.
But I feel like he was about to be on it. I may have seen the timer wrong though, but I feel like it was pretty close. It may have been the second timer though I saw.
Right then, so all eyes is on McEwen. He's in third position. He is 0.139 off the pace in qualifying. What can he do with the turn 3 there? There's yellow flags being waved. Hopefully it's not going to be a 3-second penalty for him as Mitchell improves. He's up to 8th position. Leon Welsh goes to 5th. No, he didn't improve. So it's another pole position then for Ethan Graham. And it will be Motorbase's 11th pole of the season. Oh, this is going to shape up to be such an interesting race there. The top 3 of the championship, 1, 2, effectively the top 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because you've got Adams there in 4th position, and Leon Walsh again. Those super softs are definitely working for that Eurotech driver in 5th position. So here we go, last race of the night. Hopefully it's going to be a bit better than the first 2. But anyway, it's Motorbase 1 and 2, McEwen 3rd, Adams, Welsh, Massey, Piper, Mitchell, Clements, Walsh, Schauler. Then Austin in 12th, 13th is Heron and Sharp rounding out the field in 14th. 16 more laps around Tsukuba. The red light is on, wait for the light to go off and we're going to get underway and racing for the last race of the day. Lights out, away we go. Good start, I think that was from Edwards on the 2nd spot. And again, Ethan shuts the door on his own teammate. Now is this the fight that I was saying to him? Here we go, 3 abreast already going into its turn 1 there, and Adams has gained a spot. Up to 3rd position, not what McEwen needed. Having into its turn 4 they go. Someone there, Austin has went off there, maybe had a bit of contact with Ash Sharp. But anyway, making their way through turn 4, more contact there! And McEwen's been pinned! It's absolute bedlam! It is bedlam for further back now!
Did they just try to go 4 wide through the kink?
Oh my god, well we're going to have a replay of this. Let's just try and write this down here. Let's have a look. McEwen got in the middle, Massey gets into McEwen. It's Jesus, there's just like loads, it's like a domino effect. There goes Schauler, he just went off. Blimey, this race has already been more exciting than the first 2.
I bet Liam would disagree with that. I mean, his whole championship just got punted, and now he's definitely in a recovery race and, like, already having to recover next week as well at this point because the leaders have taken off.
Yeah, definitely not what McEwen needed, falling all the way down into 9th position. There was so much contact, I didn't know what to speak of because there was contact from all the other drivers from, like, 4th on back. But now McEwen has got to do, like, an absolute drive of a champion, basically, what he's shown in Season 8. Let's see what he can do now, being in 9th position. And the other 2 championship protagonists are sitting 1st and 2nd. Not what McEwen needed. And he's trying to get 8th place on Clements, but Clements defending that spot, and he gives him a nice love tap from behind, but he still holds station. I think we've already... Oh, Schauler's already in the pits. He's just gave up already. So there's one retirement, Schauler out of the race, but still, Graham with the lead, Edwards 2nd, Adams 3rd, Mitchell 4th, Piper 5th, Heron in 6th, Thomas Walsh in 7th. Where is Leon Walsh? He's all the way down to 13th, so he must have been hugely affected there, because he qualified 5th. He's already gained a spot on Sharp, because he's the only one on mediums.
I mean, some people got ruined. They tried to get like 5 cars through...
That would be 10-4. Yeah. And now Mitchell's lost 2 spots now because Piper and Heron have found a way by. And I think Thomas also wants a piece of that. Dives late onto the inside of turn 8. And now Mitchell has went from 4th to 7th within about 3 corners.
It happens on a rhythm track. You get out of rhythm, it puts you off, and like every car behind you just kind of keeps taking advantage. And I don't understand that. Were his tires dirty? What was all the weaving for?
Not a clue. Meanwhile, looking then at Clements still on the 8th position, and now he's just there. Mitchell's just gone off again, putting 2 wheels on the dirt. And is that going to allow Clements to have a look on the inside? No, he does not. In fact, McEwen is actually down to 10th position. He's lost a spot to Austin. So Austin, who made a mistake or the incident on the first lap, he's already recovered to be in the top 10 already. I don't think that race is over just yet for Austin.
Yeah, it's one of the problems about falling down in the pack. You just end up in the battles, and battles can kind of go any which way. They can be tough to work your way through, and like the leaders have kind of just gotten to check out, and now that they're all under their own paces, the gaps are kind of forming between Melm, as it looks like Edwards has fallen just a little bit back of Graham. And then Rob's fallen just a little bit back of that, and we'll have to see if, you know, Piper and Connor and Thomas and this whole group can start to either close the gap down, but if they start battling, the gaps are just going to continue to grow.
Just looking here at Piper there, sitting in 4th position. Not seen a lot of him today. Just had a pretty much a quiet couple of races, but on course for his best result tonight, anyways. Is Piper, but you've got the two Honda Yuasa boys in 5th and 6th respectively, and then you got Clements and you got Mitchell who's trying to.
Oh, Mitchell may have put tires in the dirt, it looked like, but maybe not. Definitely don't think he would dive the outside of the car there. So.
And Austin's on the outside of Mitchell, going in with 5, and Mitchell holds on. And again, getting it sideways.
For sure. He's got dirty tires for sure. He definitely put tires off before he went in there. It's going to be late break.
Oh,
yeah.
He's getting some help. He's having some huge help from Austin. And McEwen's getting 2 spots from Martin.
Well, I mean, that's one way to get some positions back, but he still has a lot of work ahead of him. That is a big gap on this track ahead of him.
Oh, I wonder if McEwen actually got into Austin, which made him go into Mitchell. We need to see that again, actually. Here's a replay. So going into its turn 8.
Oh, Clements for 6.
Bit of lag. There was a bit of lag in that as well. Anyway, what were you saying there, Jenny?
Thomas and Clements been battling side by side.
Oh, it gets into him.
Bumping and bruising everywhere.
Well, I can tell you already, we're not even, you know, we're still in the first half of the race, and this race has already been more exciting than the first 2.
Yeah, I mean, there was a huge incident in the first lap that just grouped everybody back up, and they had to, like, repay. Like, if you look at the lead, if there had been no incidents, the gaps would just be with cars in between them right now. Which would maybe make it more racy there as well, but, I mean, it's really going to be up to, like, Liam's trying to close that gap down. He's already closed down 0.7 of a second over 1 lap. Well, I mean, that gap's flying down, actually. It's already under a second now, so... I mean, he's definitely trying to find his way back into the pack.
So we've got a battle between the Honda Yuasa boys up there in front of this battle here with the Eurotech drivers now. Mitchell down to 11th place, putting more wheels off on the grass, and Leon has found a way by.
I mean, lucky for him, they don't run tire wear. That would just be brutal on the tire wear, to just be constantly getting your tires dirty.
I think Mitchell just needs to settle down. He's definitely trying, for sure.
Yeah.
And he keeps forcing mistakes himself.
And then once you start to make mistakes and the gaps, like, you can just scroll down. 1 spin will cost you 12 seconds.
Oh, Massey stopped.
That's like 10 positions.
Sorry there, Richie. Massey has stopped. What's happened here?
Ooh.
So going into its turn 5 and just loses the rear and just spins it, and oh, he's just going on to the infield and just stops his car there. So is that another retirement there? Oh, he's still there.
7th and 8th. Liam's caught up.
Oh, more contact there. I think they're still making more contact now towards the tight hairpin turn 4. McEwen on the outside. Yellow flags now being waved. I'm guessing it's because of...
These yellow flags are going to give passing under yellow penalties to people.
Yeah, because Massey's car's still on the track.
Oh no, that is not good. That is... Are all those penalties then shared with him? Like, I know
my goodness, look at this!
Huge penalties on that.
And now, Clements has finally found a way by Thomas Walsh. Look at this, they're swapping and changing, and Clements has been shoved off!
Oh, and he can't get it back on. That's so brutal. Now he's just having to wait, and this is more passing under yellow potential.
Now, did Clements have help? Let's have a look. Riding on board with Thomas. Oh, Clements is left. Oh, Clements is left.
It's very awkward. There is a car just kind of in the middle of the track ghosted right now. I mean, not in the middle, but just like, you know. It's interesting.
And now McEwen fighting for that 6th spot.
The leaders are all over each other again, though, so...
Oh, McEwen gets into the back of Thomas. You were saying the leaders... Yeah, they are back together now. So Graham still leads the way. Then it is Edwards. Adams has dropped way back now. Nearly 2.5 seconds back now. Piper having a solid race in 4th position. Connor Head in 5th. And in 6th position is Thomas Walsh. closely followed by McEwen, who's trying to recover from that incident on the, well, the multiple incidents that happened on the first lap. Then in 8th position is Leon Walsh. Mitchell is in 9th. Actually, Sharp is in 10th position. I don't know what happened to Alex Austin, but he's made another mistake somewhere. In fact, Austin's back through on the inside of Sharp. And then you got Richie Massey, who's parked at the off-track bit of the chicane. And then you got Shaolin into the pit lane. So effectively, we've got 3 retirements in this race.
Yeah, it's a brutal race. Everyone's bumping and brawling, but I mean, to win the whole thing, you got to be able to make it through those. And you know, we've got Graham and Edwards who are battling tooth and nail for.
Oh, he nearly got into the back of Ethan.
Final position. Yeah, he did. He was all over the back of him.
Yeah, it looks like there's no team orders now. They're going at it for the win.
Well, the battle for 7th's also starting to pop off as Luke goes a little deep, but he kept the slip. He'll be fine.
And don't forget, these two teams are battling for bottom place in, well, 6th place in the teams championship. How important this could be, because you've got Hedden up there in 5th, Thomas in 7th, and then you got the Eurotech boys 8th and 9th respectively. Just about to say there, McEwen has finally found a way by Thomas Rose. He's freed himself now. Now he's trying to catch up to Hedden, who's up there in 5th position, as well into lap 11 out of 16, as Leon slides his way through first corner. He's going to have the outside though. No, it's not going to do it there. No, it's going to tuck in behind. More yellow flags being waved. That'll be because of the stricken car of Massey. So that's really like probably one of the best corners to overtake now that it's completely gone, because you got Massey who stopped in front of there and causing yellow flags.
Yeah, so that would be real weird. Yeah, I wouldn't run a 3-second penalty if I got a passing under yellow penalty because someone thought they could stop on the side of the track. I'd just keep driving, for sure. I think the proper way to stop a race is to do like shallow.
A shallow's done and gone into the pits. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't cause any lag on the server. When you leave a server, it causes everybody to skip, and if someone's in the middle of a move and that happens, it can cause an incident. So that's not the right way to do it. Definitely just throwing yellow flags all over the track isn't. Oh, is Leon's trying to get 7th but couldn't get it done. But yeah, just parking in the middle of the track, that's a bad choice. It's the wrong decision.
So Massey not doing some good racing etiquette there on Jenny's part there, just causing a place to be yellow flagged. Well, quite a few corners actually.
I mean, if I'm the only one who holds that opinion, then everybody in the world is wrong. And I'm the only one that's right. But yeah, causing massive yellow flags is definitely not the best way to leave a race.
Still though, Graham leads the way from Edwards. Sorry there. Adams in 3rd, Piper 4th, Hedden in 5th position. It looks like McEwen's not really gaining ground on that high and eye of Connor Hedden.
Well, I mean, they're running out of time. The battle for 7th is still raging on, and Luke's still in there.
Oh,
as well,
Leon's
so
actually found a way by. Oh, sorry,
what?
Thomas is. I thought Leon got 7th place, but no, I think Thomas has got it back. Not unless if there was contact.
No, I think the game just recognized that, like, because they were going through the corner kind of side by side, that he overtook him, but he had the outside, so it would never last. But yeah, I mean, they're the main battle. Oh, the lead side by side going into the corner. This is literally what he's been waiting for.
Yeah, and there he goes. Then Edwards to the inside of Graham through turn 9. And we're coming up then with 3 laps to go. Edwards has got the lead. Now, what can Graham do? He's going to go for the crisscross here. He's going to have the inside back here at turn 1. Late on the brakes. Definitely no team orders there. Now in the camp. And they're rubbing doors on each other.
Wanna be where Edwards is right here, though.
Indeed.
You win this corner, you
and again, there are
parts. He switch back because he knows
but
it. You gotta win this corner.
But he can't pass him because there's yellow flags. And that's because of Massey.
100%. I would definitely be ignoring the yellow flags, and I'd be ignoring any penalties I get from the yellow flags, and I would just tell the stewards to award any penalties that are supposed to go to me to him, because they're definitely his fault. So, like, I don't think anyone's backing out of passing in that area because the yellow flag is getting waved. That would be ridiculous. It's a too good an area if you get a run. Like, you need that run. It's hard to actually complete a pass before you get through the yellows, though, so there's that. Like, usually you won't complete the pass until that corner, and by then the yellows are gone. But the leaders are still nose and tail, so...
To be fair, in honesty though, Ethan was legit side by side, and he did have the inside at 10-4, and knowing Ethan, he will not be really happy with that. I know he's, you know, even the slightest bit of contact with Graham, he's with Graham, then he's not happy. He's definitely not happy.
But yeah, so they're battling in. Is there still a battle for 7th going on? It's kind of gapped a little bit.
Yeah, Thomas has freed himself a little bit away, but Mitchell's found a way by his teammate Leon Walsh.
Oh, getting very excited. Oh, I just saw the leaders go by. They were still real close. Oh,
yeah, they are very close there. He's having a look at the inside. Not going to do it there, but he's got 1 lap to go. This is everything you got now, Ethan.
But you cannot get the run. You can't do it in the final corner. You have to already have the move going into the corner, because the fact is whoever's in front at that corner probably wins the race. The start-finish line comes up so quick.
I think McEwen's actually called up to the back of Heron now, so a battle for 5th position is on the hand there. And McEwen heavily hits Heron off nearly off the track, slows down just to let him go by. But again, this battle here for the win now as one to the last lap, again into the yellow zone. And Graham is just falling a little bit back now. He's got to get a good run. Late on the brakes as Graham can be. Now, can that BMW have the speed off the corner, which I think, well, Edwards is pulling away now.
BMW versus BMW, they're in the same car.
Yeah, to go then last turn. Edwards has got this then, so Lewis Edwards, the defending champion, is going to add more points to the championship here. He wins the last race over his teammate Ethan Graham. Rob Adams, 2 podium finishes in the 3 races. Oh yeah, it's turn 9, he's not going to get it done, no. So Piper gets 4th position, Heron gets 5th, McEwen gets 6th, Thomas Welsh does get 7th place.
Oh no, big mistake, he ends up passing him at the end. Leon, way to go.
What did Mitchell do? Did he just let Leon Walsh go by?
It looked like maybe he got wheel spin there on the Astro and came all the way across. Because it is very hard to let someone by 1/10 of a second.
I'm curious now. I want to see from Mitchell's perspective. Hold on a minute.
We got 1 minute and 10 seconds before Richie gets finished, so he was
he just backed off. He just backed off. I'm riding about Mitchell. He just backed off to let Leon finish in 8th place.
Interesting. I feel like that's a bad call.
Considering Luke's ahead of Leon in the drivers' championship, but yeah, that's very interesting. Not unless if that was a strategic call. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the battles between everybody in the standings are. Maybe that somehow helps his teammate close the gap on whoever he's battling or something. I have no idea, though.
Again, further back then, Austin gets 10th position. Sharp will finish in 11th place. And again, Massey just stricken on the track there all by himself. But I think with Massey's car being parked there, I think that kind of spoiled what could have been a great battle with Edwards and Graham for effectively the win. Because 10-4, Graham could have had the position back if there wasn't for the yellow flag with Massey's car being stuck there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see if he had to necessarily not go for a move or anything like that. But you know, it's always gonna be part of racing. There's always gonna be some sort of obstacle. So you just gotta plan around it and react properly. Someone, it's not like the other people didn't have the same issue. So, you all had to deal with it. Hats off here to Graham. Just really... Wait, did Graham win or Edwards? I can't even see the thing anymore.
Edwards. Yeah, Edwards won it.
Edwards. Dude, they had to go and change their name, and it's made it so hard to remember which is which. It's been very upsetting, and I haven't been here that much, and it's been hard for a while now. But yeah, so, Edwards did a fantastic job. I don't think... you can really be upset with just kind of dominating most of the races there, and I bet Liam's probably I wish I didn't end up in a 7-wide scenario there, but it's what it is.
Indeed it is then. So effectively that last race was just the best race of the night, really, because the other two were just to be quite frankly honest, boring. But no, anyways, that has been the penultimate round of the SPR BTCC Blueprints with STDash Designs. And it's still going to be a 3-horse race for the championship as we go and in towards the last round at Lago Maggiore, and it will still be a motor-based drivers Graham and Edwards for it now, but with McEwen has dropped back a bit. So there you are, the host at the end of the game. So we're going to end the stream. So I've been Sean again. Big thank you to Jerry. Thanks for co-commentating with me again.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
And I hope we'll get you back again next week for Lago Maggiore, where the title will be won between either McEwen, Edwards, or Graham.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Yeah. Well, that's if you're there. Not unless if Rascal comes back. But anyways, that's been it. We'll see you later. See you next week for the finale.
All right, man. You guys have a good one. See you. Thanks.